Gung-ho reaction, a topic taboo. Hey there, kids, it's Folie. Amy?
Ooh! What were you going to say to Amy? This is Amy.
This is Melody.
This is Folie Do.
Oh my gosh, we did it the first time.
This is a podcast, and...
No, you're good.
Okay, you look
I'm
shocked.
just gonna...
You did that cat thing where you looked like you were nervous about something that is in the distance and I can't see it, no?
Well, I just want to make sure that your levels are good.
Mic okay?
It's looking like you're... Talk again?
We've improved my issue with causing a lot of trouble with the cord by having me on a mic stand, but now I don't know. I mean, it looks very low, doesn't it?
It does look really low. Look at mine.
Uh-huh.
And then look at yours.
Look at mine.
I mean, maybe I just have a louder, more annoying voice than you do.
Yeah. I actually have a really soft voice that it's frustrating to me because, like, when I try to shout when I'm teaching Zumba, I'm like, get it, ladies! It's so embarrassing.
Josh made fun of me to my clients this week, and that my voice doesn't carry. Actually, proof. Okay, we went to this location in Bella Vista. It's very beautiful, and I've gone there multiple times for shoots, and I've never gotten caught. There's this barn. It's like I went there to watch the eclipse.
Oh my gosh.
This
so
year.
You're not
Secluded.
supposed to be there?
I don't think so, but there's no
Yay.
sign that says no trespassing. Well, I watch as we pull up to this long drive. I watch a guy drive by and like mean mug us. And then a few minutes later, Josh was assisting me with lighting. He ran up to go see if our clients had beat us there and were waiting on us. Mm-hmm. And it's quite a little walk away from where we were. Anyway, guy pulls up while I'm down there by myself and is like, how long y'all gonna be here?
Oh.
And I was like, well, we were just planning on taking a few shots just right here. And he was like, well, we know the guy that lives here, and we're going to be, me and my brothers, we're going to be hunting up here. So
Whoa.
You need to not be up there. You can stay down here, but you don't need to go up there.
Yeah,
and I was
might
like,
get shot.
Yeah, it was midday. It was like 3 p.m. Who hunts at 3 p.m.? For what? I don't even know. I don't know anything about hunting.
I bet you
but
they were not hunting.
They were BSing me.
They were, yeah. Then they were probably also burying a body.
Ooh, I bet you're right.
They didn't expect you to be up there.
Should have
glad you
watched.
didn't get killed.
That's true. Well, point being, I was like, Josh, trying to get him to run down and bring me the keys because the door was locked. He had taken the keys. I couldn't move my car so that the guy could get through like he wanted, because it's like this. It's just a really tiny road going up. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like running up there and I'm yelling as loud as I can. I have my hands cuffed around my face, and he does not hear me until he finally does, and he's like, I'm sorry, your voice doesn't carry. Yeah, and then he just kept talking about it to them, about how my voice isn't carrying, and I was like, well, I guess it could be the opposite.
Where it sounds like, well, I'm not going to say it.
Where he sounds like a flock of geese when he talks. Yeah.
But that carries real well.
It does.
And it's kind of charming when it gets carried on the wind.
Yeah. Have I ever told that story on the podcast?
You may have, but it was probably back in the days when we didn't have very many listeners.
So it's worth retelling. Yeah, we have a lot of listeners now. You're right. Yeah. They need to hear. So one day, me and the family were going on a walk. Josh was going to come, and then he had to go to the house to grab something. I don't remember what. But we walked down the trail. He was like, I'll catch up with you. Fast forward a few minutes, I hear what I think is, wait. I thought it was Josh yelling for us to wait. So I turn around only to like look up and realize, no, Josh isn't running towards us, but a flying V of geese is going, wah, wah, wah. Their voice, Josh's and the geese, are like oddly similar. And if you
know Josh, you can see it instantly.
Yeah. I mean, his voice, he hates his voice. He hates his voice so much. I love it. I find it charming, and it's different. Just like he loves my teeth And I hate them.
I
I
love
think
your
they're the
teeth,
worst.
too.
Thank you.
And I also want Josh to have a podcast, and I want your
I
teeth
really
to
do
have
too.
a podcast.
My teeth to have a podcast. I think I'm going to soon be getting Smile Direct Club. They need to sponsor us.
Sponsor us, yes.
Smile Direct Club.
We obviously shouldn't be allowed to have sponsors. Ooh, okay. I just thought of something.
Okay, what?
Do you think that, like, we should do, like, real podcasters in one respect, which is to mention our email address again?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's right, because we do ask our listeners to sometimes phone
pics?
in or send a picture.
I mean, not exactly. We've just said we're desperate for anything.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to post the dick pic.
Yeah.
We did get a dick pic. We need to do that.
Okay.
Okay. Now that we're doing this something weird every week, I'm very proud of us for doing this,
We
for
are
sticking with
to
it.
And I like it.
I do too.
Otherwise,
I'm having
I
fun
wouldn't
with
stick
it.
with it.
No.
We're talking over each other. We're so excited.
I love it. So
I do too.
Okay. Email us.
I cannot believe that just happened. That was such a pull my finger moment. I did not see it coming. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
This is going to be the next half hour.
A good 7 minutes of that. I'm not leaving that
I'm
in.
crying. I'm crying.
Why won't anybody wed me?
That was really intense to come upon you unplanned. Did you guys get that email?
Loud and clear? Ooh. Okay.
You're leaving this in. At least you're leaving it in as an outtake at the end.
Yeah, I will. If you want to know what, you need to listen until the end.
That was my mouth. Unlike some other sounds you may have heard.
Oh my god. Okay. Whew. You know the little record button in your phone? It comes pre-programmed into
It's the easiest thing in the land.
Every single phone has it. You just push the button and then you record, and then you can email it to us, or you can text me or Amy. But if you're not my phone number is all over the web anyway because of my business. So you can email me, text me at, should I say my number?
I think it's okay.
You fine?
I can say mine too.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay. Well, you can text us at either 417-437-8180 or
479-530-2768.
perfect. Or you can email us that recording at Folie. Duo
at
gmail.com.
Or you can go
Meep.
yourself.
You can do that. You can send it to us on our Facebook group, through Instagram Messenger, any of those things. And we'd like to hear your weird stories, whatever they may be. Anything weird that you'd like us to cover that you think we might enjoy.
Yes.
We love weird stories. I mean, anything. I'm talking, and we don't mind, like, weird science, weird science.
Supernatural.
Is it real?
She's dancing too.
I really loved weird science. Go ahead.
I was going to say anything weird.
Anything weird, guys. We'll take it.
Yeah, even if it's so normal that's weird.
Yes.
We'll take it. We'll basically take anything because it's more than what we have.
Well, we're getting now. Do you want to hear something weird?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay. This isn't my main something weird, but I have like a few weird things that either that I've learned this week or that I remembered happened this week. And this one in particular, I cannot believe I've never told you, like on the podcast or just period.
Yes, you told me last night you had something and it was so hard for me Did not want to hear it right then.
Yeah, it was hard for me not to tell you.
But thank goodness to my goldfish brain, I had forgotten again until this moment.
I love that about you. Okay, so it was probably 6 years ago now. I was headed to a photo shoot in Bella Vista, where I was shooting yesterday, actually. And I was on the interstate driving by myself, and all of a sudden I come upon some wreckage.
Oh my goodness.
Strewn all over the interstate. I mean, like, there was what?
You said interstate.
The interstates of the interstate.
Okay, sorry.
Spread all over the road. Like, it is carnage everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
It was disgusting and crazy, but the crazy thing about it is that it was hundreds, Amy, of stuffed animals.
What? Did you take pictures?
I didn't, because I was so, like, I was already a little bit behind,
freaked out,
like, late to my photo shoot. And by late, I mean I wasn't going to be 15 minutes early if I stopped.
That's my late, too.
Yeah. So I didn't stop, and I regret it from the day that from that day, passing it, I regretted it ever since. And I immediately called Josh and was like, get the kids. I don't care what you're doing. Get the kids and drive to Bella Vista. You will see what I'm talking about. Like, somebody lost bags. It had to have been bags full of stuffed animals. There were huge ones, like, I mean, giant bears with their heads missing. And, like, there was stuffing flying through the air because cars had driven through it. And so it was just, like, flowing up. They were torn apart. There were ones that weren't torn apart that were just, like, lying there. Yeah, it was the craziest, like, almost nightmare inducing.
Like surreal.
It was like, I kind of would love to paint a picture of it.
I would have loved it if we could have just stopped and done a photo shoot.
I know, exactly. I wanted to so badly, and I instantly regret it. Maybe we'll have to redo that someday.
Yeah, send us your old stuffed animals.
Come on, guys.
Doesn't matter how mangled they are.
Go ahead and tear off their heads for us.
Please, smoke-free home and
lice-free.
Yeah, lice-free and flea-free.
Yes, please. That would be ideal.
I mean, we'll take anything.
Really, just send whatever. Yeah. We just like mail.
We have Febreze and bleach.
We need a P.O. box.
We do.
Aw.
Oh, you guys, we need a P.O. box.
If you think we should get a P.O. box so you can send us letters,
send us an email and tell us that.
Send us an email.
Also, guys, if we're going to get crazy, like self-promotional right now, we should also tell them that we have an Instagram.
We do have an Instagram.
We have an Instagram. You should follow us because sometimes we do live videos of us doing really embarrassing stuff.
We didn't do it this week. Usually we've been doing a dance
I had a
before.
Dance ready for us.
Oh, man.
Maybe we pause early and we do our dance and then we finish
later. Yeah.
And then we make a little love. Not
do
us.
a little dance.
Well, everyone thinks that.
Like a little dance. That's true.
Get down tonight.
Get down tonight. Get down tonight. We did.
This is why I wish that we recorded
live, like video.
Yeah, like video.
We really should.
We do record, but yes.
I got that new phone tripod too. We could have put it right there and done a live while we recorded the pod. We're a mess. Something happened. I needed to talk to Melody. I was lying on the couch and she was sitting on her chair perched up being like, now how did that make you feel? I did. It was totally like a therapy session because she like threw the pillows off the couch, got her ass comfortable. I had my legs crossed in my straight up and down chair.
I think she even had a clipboard.
Yes. And I was like, now let me ask you this question, Amy.
And it was very helpful.
Thank you.
I get why people do therapy.
It really is therapeutic.
This is a good therapist couch. You know what? Mm-hmm. I bet you if you set yourself up as a therapist, no one would even check your credentials.
I don't think so. And they might be like, what are all these pictures of all these random people in your in this room?
You saved.
That's who I've helped.
Yes.
That's who I've helped.
And look how freaking happy they are.
I love all of my people, and so I take pictures of them after they're happy again.
And this could be you.
Do you want that for
$300 an hour?
And they'll be like, yes.
Yes.
And I'll be like, then kick off your shoes.
Sign here.
let's talk.
Yeah.
Give me your money first, because I ain't about to do this the wrong way.
And I'm going to make some coffee while you're getting your money out.
That's right. I take check, credit card, COD. COD?
Sectional favors.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what a COD is.
Carry on delivery?
Yeah, that. Money
cash
order?
on delivery? Something on delivery.
Singing telegrams.
Oh, I would love that.
I am your singing telegram.
Yeah.
Never mind, take that out.
You know what I would love?
What?
I talk about edible arrangements so often.
Mm-hmm.
I want somebody to send me like an edible arrangement.
Oh, I do too.
If we ever got sent an edible arrangement, I'd call you over immediately. And we have to eat this right now.
We would. We'd eat it on camera and cry the whole time.
I would.
You would love it.
I would love it. My mouth is watering
and
right now.
And then whoever
thinking
sent it
about
to us, we would bring them here.
Yeah.
And we would eat their face out of love.
Yes, we would. And anything that we couldn't finish, we'd put in our freezer for later.
Yeah, that's what you do in
It
a little
is,
tin
isn't it?
foil.
Yes.
I mean, I've got a little bit left over right now from the last listener.
We don't have that many of them, Amy.
Yeah, I need to stop. I need to stop killing them.
Ooh, did you hear the news? And it's been a couple months. I can't believe that we didn't talk about it. That H.H. Holmes' body was exhumed and they did like the whole testing on him, because people have thought over the years that he escaped his own death, his own hanging. And
because he was such a trickster.
Yes. So they got it done. Did you know that he was buried under, okay, so there was an empty like pine box coffin that they dug up, and then underneath it was a slab of concrete that he was buried under.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Why?
I wonder if they just were like, we
do not want him coming out here.
But it was him. DNA. Yeah. And so the whole Jack the Ripper story is kind of, I think that makes that debunked.
Yeah, because a lot of people think that he was Jack the Ripper. I mean, or that he could have been. And I can see why people think that.
Well, I mean, so much of it lines up. So much of it does make sense.
We're going to cover H.H. Holmes.
We should one of us cover H.H. Holmes, one of us cover Jack the Ripper.
Please, pretty
Let's do it next week.
Are you ready to go back to some true crime?
Yes, I am. Okay. Actually, this week I'm stepping back into something a little bit freaky at first. Well, it talks about freaky stuff. We had taken a break from the freaky, and I don't think we really talked about it.
Sort of a haunting situation. Not really. It was more psychological than anything.
I think so, yeah.
But it got under our skin.
Yeah. We were talking so much about, like, it was the Halloween season, and we were talking about creepy true crime, which oddly doesn't bother me as much as thinking about like spiritual stuff. Because it's I don't know why, because true crime is true, and the whole spiritual thing I think is bullshit. Like
I know, but it's so funny though, because one is like you can get the facts, you know, like you can see it on paper, you can get what happened. It's
true. With
the supernatural, it's like it could be
such a question.
I mean, you know, there's a ghost sitting right in that chair.
Yes. Well, I mean, I guess talking about it, should I? Do you want me to? I mean, I started last week, but do you want me to still?
If you want to, you go for it.
Yes. Would you pinch my finger?
I'll pinch your finger.
I'll pinch your finger.
I mean, I could use a good finger pinching.
I could pinch a certain finger. Finger.
I could nibble on a finger.
I could stick a finger in my nose.
I put that thing right in my ear and swirl it around.
I would take that finger and just put that pinky finger in my butt. Oh.
Squish it between those cheeks.
Yeah. That's the sound it would make.
Really nonsensical.
Yeah, it is. People are like, what? This is a whole... Keep telling your inside jokes. Who cares?
This is fun for us.
Yeah, that's so funny. Okay, we'll tell you the pinky finger in my butt part. That song by Bruno Mars. Put your pinky fingers to the moon. I didn't know what it said for a long time, so I made shit up about it.
It's way better in your butt. And I mean, I could...
Tell me more, Amy.
It's just an exciting song. It's spices everything up.
Woo! So you wanted to say you're something weird.
Oh, I did, but it got censored, remember?
Oh, that's right. Okay, so should we just go on to a different story?
Yeah, because what's weird is that I tried to say something weird, and then Melody said, you can't say that. And I
That's
said,
too weird.
Oh, yeah, I can't say that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go on to my story. Is that fine?
I want to hear it. I want to hear it right now.
Okay,
Lay it on me.
Look at how fast we're getting into it. 22 minutes in.
That's
amazing.
That's a quarter there.
Okay. So, is it time?
I have 10 more minutes.
Okay, I'll get through it in 10. Okay, so many of us, you and I, many people that we know, have had some sort of unexplainable thing happen to us.
Yes.
Right?
All right.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Possibly like a mysterious figure out of the corner of your eye.
Check.
Yep. Uneasy feelings.
All the time.
Mm-hmm. You have no reason, like, that you just don't feel good. Like, you feel anxious. Yes. Night terrors.
I've had the sleep paralysis mixed with hands on my body.
I have
feelings.
When I get to the end of this, I will tell you about, this is like what made me remember to talk about this something weird is something that happened to me last week.
Oh.
And I'll get to that. But so some people may say that these are ghosts. There's no evidence that the dead can wander aimlessly around our houses. There's
no evidence that they cannot.
That's true. And there's no scientific principle that would even make it possible. In fact, I know last week I talked about science versus, but they debunked the whole ghost thing. And I want you to listen to it because it actually,
I'm gonna listen.
It's cool. It makes sense.
But
I like it.
Did they talk to the science vice principal?
You're insane. Okay. But still, so many of us claim that we have seen ghosts. A lot of us. And
almost everyone I know has some kind of story.
Yep. And there are certain spots in buildings where separate, unrelated witnesses have reported ghosts independently without having talked to each other or even being aware that that area was supposedly haunted. It appears that science has stumbled across a reason for it. And it has nothing to do with the supernatural.
Ooh.
But the answer is almost just as weird.
I cannot wait.
Okay, so there's this guy. His name is Vic Tandy, and he was a British lecturer for information technology, and he was also an engineer. During the early 1980s, he was working in a research laboratory for a medical manufacturing company when, in his own words, I was sweating but cold, and the feeling of depression was noticeable, but there was also something else. It was as though something was in the room with me. Tandy then claimed to have seen a spirit emerging in his peripheral vision, but when he turned to face a figure, it vanished. Being a man of science, Tandy decided to think rationally and forego the saging of the whole place just yet, because he very much didn't believe. Like, he was like, stop.
So even though that happened, he was like, there has to be a rational explanation.
Exactly. He was like, just wait a second. Let me bring science into this. He discovered the cause of the haunting by accident. The next day, Tandy, who happened to be a fencer, was polishing his sword, and he noticed that the
I'm sorry. Grow up, Amy. Jeez Louise.
As many people do. It's a normal thing.
It's a normal thing to get you through the day
natural.
Sometimes.
Okay, he was just going through.
Why does he have a sword? He's a fencer. Oh, he's a fencer.
Amy,
oh my God.
I am famously the dumb one, okay? Just
listen, it's been a tough couple of weeks, okay?
You were thinking he thought fences.
I was picturing Huckleberry Finn coming by and painting them.
I love you.
Dear God, I heard it when I said it.
I know. I saw it like almost just like a millisecond before you even said it. Like, no.
Stop. This guy. Okay, so he's fencing. And he's a scientist?
Yeah, an engineer.
And why doesn't he choose the name Vic or Andy?
I know.
Vic Tandy? What
Vic
the hell?
Tandy. Vic Tandy. I like the name Tandy.
Tandy's cute.
Yeah.
Although
Okay.
it sounds kind of like a stripper name.
It's we. Oh yeah. Oh.
That's not a bad thing. I mean, I'm not
I'm
trying to
Tandy.
stripper shame.
No.
That was hard to
It's just
say.
cute.
Yeah.
Stripper shame. Ooh, it is hard to say. Stripper
Yeah,
shame.
Okay, he was polishing his fencing sword.
Mm-hmm. When he noticed that the blade was. It wouldn't have even came to my brain.
I am so sorry. Not at all.
Okay. He noticed that the blade was vibrating, even when clamped by a vice. It just gets better.
It's how you make a sword happy.
Oh my God. Mom, don't listen to this one either. Okay, blade was vibrating.
There's vibrating, there's clamping, there's polishing. Okay, up to speed.
From this, Tandy developed the idea that infrasound might be present in the laboratory. Further experimenting showed that the infrasound trapped in the laboratory was at its highest next to Tandy's desk, right where he had seen the ghost.
I think I've heard of this.
Isn't
It's
that
coming back to me?
Yes. The infrasound was found to have come from a newly installed extractor fan.
What?
Yes. So Tandy went on to recreate this experience, and with the assistance of Dr. Tony Lawrence, he was able to publish his findings in the Journal of the Society for Physical Research. Their research led to them concluding that infrasound at or around the frequency of 19 hertz has a range of psychological effects, including feelings of fear, shivering, nausea, like
That's
hallucinations,
insane.
Anxiety.
Just a certain frequency of
Mhm.
sound?
Yep. Though this has been known for many years, Tandy and Lawrence were the first people to think that to link it to ghostly sightings.
Wow.
So
you could make a ghost ray. Like, you could use this against people.
you totally could, and somebody did. Let me tell you about it. Going even further back to the late 1950s, while working in his robotics laboratory, I know that doesn't sound true. The name next is going to be even Vladimir
This poor guy.
Javreau.
Vladimir Javreau.
Gavreau.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Email
Noticed
us, Vladimir.
Vladdy.
Vladimir.
He noticed that one of his assistants was bleeding from the ears.
Ooh.
Freaky. I think you're freaky and I like you a lot. I think you're freaky and I like you a lot.
Thank you, Swedish listener. Oh, that was good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Swedish listener, for introducing us to this band.
Yes.
How do you say their name?
Die Antwoord.
Die Antwoord.
Antwoord. It's Antwoord.
Die Antwoord.
But they say it word because they are crazy South Africans, and I say that in the best way.
Oh, the best.
They are insane, and I love it.
I'm in love with them.
I am too.
I want to marry them.
Haven't stopped. I can't stop watching interviews from them.
I still haven't done that yet. I've
You
just watched
need
their
to.
videos.
You will be just as entranced as you are with their music videos. Watch them live. Watch their interviews. Their interviews are next level, like ridiculous, because they're.
We need to get them on the show.
I don't know. We need to. They get very offended very easily, and it's fun to watch.
Is it like real offended too? Like,
here's the thing:
what
is
do you mean by that? Sorry.
no, it was yes.
Oh.
I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm pretty sure that it was a Swedish interview, that, like a journalist
Journalist, yeah.
an interviewer.
Interviewer just doesn't sound
It
as
doesn't. What's the other word?
Pop culture journalist. I don't know.
It was somebody was interviewing them, and they asked them about the like people calling them trashy. They get offended by that, like highly offended, obviously. And then at the end, they get really offended because the guy asks about, some people think that they're just like an
shock value or
art,
something?
like an art piece. Like it's just a show. It's all show, which in a way, like, it's just, that's what music
What's
is.
wrong
That's
with
what
that?
artists are.
Yeah, it is a show.
But people think that they're like not anything like they are in real life as they are as their characters. But I really, like, if they are faking it, they are playing their characters. Like, they are living their characters.
They're earning it.
Yeah.
They're method actors.
Oh, yeah. But it's crazy. Like, they're awesome. I love them.
And back to the guy bleeding out his ears.
And back to that.
Which you might do if you listen to them. It's all a matter of taste.
That's so true. Oh, gosh. So he noticed that his assistant was bleeding from the ears, right? He was puzzled, so he started researching the phenomenon by holding vibrating pipes next to clueless assistants.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder what he did when they turned around to like they hear it and he's just like
kind of
yeah.
Just
puts his pipe back in his pants and he soon realized that the vibrating pipe of the right length and girth can cause...
Who wrote this?
I did.
I can't. You know what? I'm not going to acknowledge it anymore. It's not enough of a challenge.
That the... Realize that a vibrating pipe at the right length and girth can cause a number of unpleasant effects.
You know what, though? Still send them to our P.O. box.
Caused unpleasant effects ranging from mild irritation to serious pain. What he had discovered was infrasound.
Wow.
So infrasound, sometimes referred to as low frequency sound, is a sound that is lower than the frequency of 20 hertz or oscillations per second. The normal limit of human hearing, which is 20 hertz. So anything lower than that is infrasound. Hearing becomes gradually less sensitive as frequency decreases. So for humans to perceive infrasound, the sound pressure must be sufficiently high. The ear is the primary organ for sensing infrasound, but at higher intensities, it is possible to feel infrasound vibrations in various parts of the body. For instance, elephants, apparently they communicate using infrasound, but they also, lots of animals can hear infrasound, did not necessarily hear it with their ears, but they feel it.
They feel it, and that's why they can sense things before we can?
Exactly. Animals have been known to perceive the infrasonic waves going through the earth by natural disasters and can use these as an early warning.
Wow.
Which we had a couple earthquakes this summer, right? Like pretty, I mean, decent size for where we are.
Yeah, I mean, surprising for where we are.
And I remember specifically one of the times Jake jumped up seconds before it happened and was just like a little bit uneasy.
That's so crazy.
And then I felt it. And I felt it and Mary Jane felt it. Never at any point did Josh or Mackie wake up when our beds were shaking.
I was the only one in my house that felt it.
It's so crazy. We're more sensitive to it.
Yeah.
So basically what I'm saying is if you stumble across some of these feelings, you may want to call your local handyman because it could just be your attic fan acting up.
Wow.
Or somebody's banging pipes behind your head. I don't know.
So that would explain why people in the same building will have the same kinds of feelings.
In the same spot. Yes. So an example that I've had recently, so around 2 weeks ago, maybe or last week, I don't remember. Anyway, some time ago,
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I woke up to this. I mean, I woke up startled to this sound that was nauseating me, and it was like it was low, like.
I can picture it.
And I like immediately like out of bed. What is that? And I'm like sitting up and I'm trying to figure out like, where is this coming from? What is this? Heart pounding. And I realized that it was coming from my fan, my ceiling fan. And I'd never heard it before. That like I can hear my fan oscillating, but I never, like sometimes I'll hear a certain frequency of it. This was such a strange frequency. And what was strange is when I sat up like this, I could hear it and it was I'm not kidding. It caused me like almost to have a panic attack. Just the sound. I knew it was the fan. I knew it was nothing else, but the sound itself was making me sick and nauseous. And I couldn't get it to go away. I thought it was going to make me crazy. I could have just turned off the fan, but I wanted the cool air circulating. So I put my head down this way and I was like, I'm just going to ignore it. And I couldn't. But I turned my head the opposite way and like just like was tossing and turning. And I realized that my right ear couldn't hear it. Weird. But my left ear could. So as long as I slept on my left side with my ear down,
you were fine.
I was fine. And I didn't hear it anymore.
That is so weird.
Yeah. Also, we had like a freaky experience in my hallway. Like my hall was like a source of kind of just uneasy feelings. And listener Steph was over at my house not too long ago. She stood in my hallway and had a super like just a weird experience in it. And so I'm wondering right there is where
some kind of thing going on.
My hot water heater is right there. It could have something to do with it.
Pipes?
My up in the attic. I don't know what's up there. I know that there is like some kind of vent up there that makes a weird squeaky sound that pisses me off. But I don't know. It could be that right there, there's some kind of machine or something making weird frequency.
It could explain so much. How there's just certain spaces and rooms and areas that just feel so freaky.
Yes.
Do you think it cocould even explain why basements are so creepy?
Well, because all the equipment, the pipes down there, that's where, that's where most of the time hot water heaters, any kind of like duct work, kind of like lots of sounds come from the basement. Yes. Lots of machinery is down there. I guarantee it is. And I can tell you for 100%, I mean, I've had sounds make me nauseated before, but that particular sound the other day was so, I felt sweaty. I felt like a cold sweat.
Yeah.
I felt sick. I felt scared. And it was because of a sound. So I can tell you 100% that's true.
That is so fascinating to me, just the idea of how we can be affected by things and not understand what's doing it.
Yeah.
And then how somebody might be able to harness that.
Yes.
To mess with you.
Yes. Imagine that all of these haunted hotels, the Crescent.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they aren't messing with you. Maybe it just happens to be that that's where
that stuff
a certain
happens.
place is, a certain thing is, or maybe they know that and
they're definitely capitalizing on whatever it is.
Yep.
Real, imagined, infrared. I don't know.
Who knows? But it's working.
It's working. Good job, Crescent. I hope you enjoy your cash.
Way to go. I hope you feel good about yourself.
Yeah. I hope you feel real good about all those tall tales you told us.
Jeez. Ugh. So, do you want to go on with your story, or should we try to do it tomorrow?
We may have to try to do it tomorrow.
That's fine.
It was my therapy session ran over a little bit.
It did, and that's okay.
So you're going to hear us tomorrow, and we're going to be on a slightly different frequency, but we'll be in the same episode.
That's right. Okay. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Okay, so that crisis averted.
Averted. Diverted.
Subverted. Introverted, verdant, like the grass.
Hydroverted.
Skydroverted.
Perverted.
Oh, of course. How could we forget that one?
How could we of all people?
Oh my gosh. So
I'm fine. I just spit on my
spit on your what? Oh, Lord mercy.
Choked on my spit is what I was trying to say.
On her.
Spit on my car. Is where I think I ended that.
Yeah. And so
I don't have a car to spit on, just so you know.
This is Mel's second expulsion of some kind this episode.
I have no idea what you speak of.
That may or may not be edited out. We'll see how it plays.
We just have to see. I do the editing. So.
I mean, anything for a laugh.
That's exactly why it probably will stay in, because I will do anything for a laugh.
I have not lost my mind that hard since I accidentally recorded a weird audio message while singing along to 90s music in your car. And
Did
sent
we
it
ever
to a
tell
bunch
that
of people.
story?
Oh no.
Now here it comes. We literally had to pull over to the side of the interstate to like get our shit together.
Yes, Mel was responsible because we could have died.
Yeah. Yes. We were, what song was it again?
It was Natalie and Brulia.
That's right.
Oh my gosh. The most brilliant love song of all time. Torn.
And she was texting our Zumba friends in our group message. And she accidentally hit the voice record button, so it made up whatever text it thought she was singing. And then she
I accidentally sent it.
It was just a bunch of nonsense. He's like, nothing's right, I'm torn. I'm all out of fun. Nothing's right, I'm torn.
I was like, they're not going to know what this means. I need to explain it, but I was laughing too hard to use my fingers.
We were tears streaming down our face, crying. That's a good look for you.
Oh, I want to see. I just twisted a pen into my hair because it kept slipping. Ooh.
Pretty darn cute.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, get that picture.
So when we left you last, which was like, 1 minute ago, Melody talked about strange frequencies.
Yes, infrasound.
Now, speaking of infrasound, that reminds me of something.
The low frequency of my toot.
That was very low frequency, and it had a very good vibration. Carried well. It reminds me of horrific farm accidents. Does it not you?
It does.
Yes.
It does. I'm glad you said that.
Improv and
yes, and
you can't say that when you're doing it, I guess, but this is a segue. Segue. So, Melody, this week I would like to tell you the story of a man who has been come to be known.
Been come
to be known as the boy in the bathtub.
What? That sounds freaky.
Yeah, it's real freaky.
And not at all like anything that has to do with farm equipment.
No, you'll find out, though. It doesn't make any sense, but it happened.
Okay.
So there was a kid, 18 years old, shy North Dakota boy, North Dakota farm boy. North Dakota.
Is that the right?
Is that right?
I think it's not.
His name was John Wayne Thompson.
Oh.
He was named after John Wayne. Just
that
like
makes sense.
John Wayne Gacy.
Yes.
But as far as we know, he didn't murder boys.
As far as we know.
He did have a terrible accident, though. John was home alone. He was doing some work on his family's farm, and something very terrible happened. Something inconceivable. The last thing he remembers before getting caught in a tractor's power takeoff. Well, that's the last thing he remembers is getting caught in a power tractor.
Did he die? Is that why it's the last thing?
No.
Oh.
Otherwise, he wouldn't remember anything.
That's right. That's true.
I mean, I did talk to him from beyond the grave. So he gets knocked out. He gets sucked into a tractor's power takeoff. Pretty scary stuff. Guess what happens when he wakes up? He finds that not one, but both of his arms are gone.
No.
Gone. Now, somehow, though in this state, John managed to not only stand, but walk back to his house. Now, what did he have to do but call for help? Here's the only thing about that. His town was so small, they didn't have 911.
No.
And he didn't have arms to dial. So here's what he did. He clenched a pencil in his teeth.
And pushed.
Dialed a number. Nobody answered. He dialed another and another. And finally he reached his cousin Tammy.
This is how she remembers the phone call. She picks up the phone. Yeah? He says, "You've got to get an ambulance out here right away." She says, "Okay, what's the matter?" He says, "I can't feel my arms. They're gone." She says, "Okay, who is this?" And he says, "John, stupid." Then she knew it was John, because he always calls me stupid, she said.
Well, it sounds like for good reason.
Yeah, I agree with you completely.
What?
Tammy,
Who answers the phone
look
like that?
alive. I know.
Ugh.
So, yeah, he was on the money. He was lucid. He knew to call her stupid, which she deserved. Then, what did he do? Well, he was starting to get concerned about bleeding on his mother's new carpet.
Oh.
This kid. So, after he was able to reach someone and get help, he made his way to the bathtub, got himself into it, and waited there till help arrived so that the blood would not get on anything else. Now, it took so long for the ambulance to arrive that John's mother was before it, and she stayed with him and held him for 30 minutes while they waited for the ambulance.
I'm losing my mind right now.
When she arrived, he described crying in relief. You know that crying in relief?
Yes.
And you know what he said to her?
What?
"I have no arms." I mean, he definitely was stating the obvious, but who could blame him at that point? So, apparently he stayed lucid the entire time, and he started asking her, jokingly, how long it was going to take the ambulance to get there. He was saying, 1001, it's not here, where's that damn ambulance?
Oh my God.
Another thing he said while they waited for help, which is always interesting, is that his hand hurt.
I am so obsessed with that idea.
Yeah.
That your nerve endings are still like feeling, like you can feel an itch.
I know, it's so strange.
It's so strange. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't want to test it,
No.
but I kind of want to know what it's like.
Exactly. With so many things in life.
Yeah.
But that's something you can't come back from.
This is reminding me of so many things.
Oh my gosh, it's the craziest story. So, finally... So here's why he survived. Because the trauma to his body was so severe that his arteries had, like, closed themselves off.
Yeah.
And stopped him from bleeding out.
Oh my God.
So, amazingly, he survived the incident. He had the presence of mind to call for help. Here's the craziest part.
It gets crazier.
Surgeons
were
actually able to successfully reattach both of his arms.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Couple things. Wow. Freaking medical magic.
Yes.
That's awesome. I am so impressed. And I can't
insane.
believe that human beings know how to do that.
I know.
Two, who the hell had the job of going and picking up his arms?
Exactly. I was thinking that to pull them out of where they were tangled up in that tractor.
Like, oh, I got one, and it's just flopping around.
Oh my God. Also,
To think that it didn't die after all that time.
I know. Because it was in there for a while.
And no blood's flowing through it, so you'd think that it would get
Well,
rigor or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
you think that, like, it wouldn't be able to be reattached.
No.
Because you always are like, even if you cut off a pinky, you, like, have to put it on ice.
Put it on
immediately.
ice. Yeah, put it
Maybe
in a glass
that's-
of milk. I
maybe
don't
that's
know.
overstated, like when they say you shouldn't drink when you're pregnant. No. Cut that out.
Like when they say, no. That was good. No.
Also, Tammy, our favorite person, apparently when she saw him in the bathtub, she said, "This is gross. I can't handle this kind of stuff," and waited in the living room.
She had to have been like a 13-year-old little bitch.
She must have been.
Meep. Because I'm sorry. Who says that?
I don't know.
Why did you
Tammy.
even come over then,
Stupid
Tammy?
Tammy.
You should have stayed at home, Tammy.
She answered the phone. We'll give her that.
I'm going to call everybody who I just like despise from now on Tammy.
Yes, let's do that. It'll be our code for a stupid person.
Okay, cool. I'm
Oh,
down.
I love it so much. So that's why this became international news, and that's why John Thompson became dubbed the kid in the bathtub.
Oh, baby.
Now, just because his arms were successfully reattached that doesn't mean they went back to functioning as they had, or that they would really ever work properly again. And this is where I started thinking, would I opt to have them reattached, or would I be like, they've got those cool ass robot arms
Exactly. Give me some robot hands.
I mean, I don't like.
Also, he can commit any crime he wants to after that.
That's true. Yeah, that would be the way to go. But of course, I don't think that he was thinking about that at the time, or maybe that they even had that technology. I think this happened in 1992.
Oh, they had that technology. Think about our girl. You know who I'm talking about. Homegirl, Mary Vincent.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, she has hook hands. They weren't regular hands.
Yeah.
This happened in the 70s to her, right? But if you guys don't know the story of Mary Vincent, she is the biggest, most amazing, badass human being.
We have to cover her. I know they've done it on My Favorite Murder, but there are at least a few people who listen to this podcast that
Who
don't listen to that
it.
one.
It
Ooh,
is
let's do
one
an I Survived week.
I would love
Well,
to.
this is an I Survived.
Yeah, yes, it is. The Mary Vincent's story is one that I could tell you right now. Every detail about it, I have obsessed over it so much. I can't handle it. It's one of my favorite stories to tell.
Officially you're doing it next week.
Okay.
You're going to have to do next to no research.
Okay.
Which is good because we're going to Kansas City for
That's
my
true.
birthday.
Which is this Thursday.
Ow.
Also, shout out to listener Jenny. It's her birthday as well on
Yes,
Thursday.
we share a Pearl Harbor birthday.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Pearl Harbor. What?
What? You guys are more important than our birthdays.
Yes.
But we're going to try to make it a happy day now.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think like those robotic arms, like the really good ones, they go to people in the military, you know, who've lost, which they should.
Yes.
But I would love to get a hold of those.
Yeah.
You know, if I lost my arms.
I'd like to shake the hand of a robotic arm.
Oh my gosh. I'd like to be lifted because they're probably really strong.
Oh, yeah.
And just gently tossed in the air, gently.
I'd like to do a fist bump with it and be like, and, you know, probably maybe it would just like knock me across the room. Or I could just like extra hard fist bump it because they can't feel it.
That's
right?
true.
This is all wrong. These are things I shouldn't say.
You know what, though? You're really actually extremely good at arm wrestling.
That's true.
I'd like to see how you would do with a robotic arm against one. I want your regular arm against one.
Me too.
Robotic listeners,
if you got one, flaunt one.
We want you. We want your.
No, really, it is so amazing, and I'm so happy and thankly.
Thankly is the cutest word I've ever heard.
I'm so thankfully that
you know what?
Modern medicine is a thing.
If I ever have another kitten or a baby, I'm
Thankly.
gonna name it Thankly.
I think so too.
Let's get a kitten right now.
Okay.
Okay.
We need a podcast kitten.
We do. We really do, because Grizz is useless.
Yes, she is.
Well,
no,
she really is. She is useless in the sense of as a podcast cat.
Or of being just like...
She's a monster.
She's a terrible monster. I don't even want to talk about what happened this week.
Oh, God.
Did I send you a picture?
No, you sent me carnage before, but I don't remember it.
Unlike any other carnage I had ever seen. It was very bizarre. I'm going to go ahead and tell it. There was no prosthetics could fix this squirrel. It was halfway skinned.
Oh, God.
Like, I don't understand how the head was popped off and the little arms and feet were popped off.
Oh, my God.
And some organs were pulled out of it and just laid nicely beside it.
Like a serial killer.
Yes.
She had to have had the best day that day.
And that's what, like, she sauntered into this house. I swear if she could talk, she would have been like, there, you're fixed for the whole winter. Don't ask me to do another damn thing.
That reminds me of our dearly departed Hugsley.
Yeah.
Killing a bunny that was twice his size.
Yeah.
And ripping the thing's back open and displaying its spinal cord.
How
Sorry,
did they do
squeamish
it?
listeners. That's the thing. It's like, how?
How did they do it?
I don't know. Plus, that was our resident backyard bunny, and it was really cute.
That's sad.
I mean, it wasn't a pet bunny, but it hung around all the time.
Still, yeah.
So John Thompson, speaking of things getting maimed, he tried to do something good with his situation, and he started touring the country, talking about farm safety, and he even wrote a book that kind of sold well in the Midwest.
Yeah.
But his personality was so not fit for the spotlight, and he got burned out pretty quickly.
Yeah, was he kind of
real shy?
Yeah.
Yeah, like didn't like crowds.
Oh. But
So-
good for him for trying, damn it.
Yeah, I know. He probably still did a lot of good in the time that he did it. He didn't have to do it for his whole life. So now he says, though, that he is tired of all the questions and comments. And
Yeah.
you would expect that. So this is what he says to people when they tell him they're fascinated by his story. I say, I had my arms ripped off, and pretty much leave it at that. It's just something that happened.
I had my arms ripped off. There you go.
It happened. That made me laugh so hard, and then made me really worried about what kind of person I am.
Yeah.
And when people ask him, why were you so remarkably brave? Why were you so remarkably calm? His answer, once again, simply spoken, John Wayne Thompson, he didn't want to die.
Well, that is the main thing with so many of those I Survived
Yes.
stories. They're straight up like, it was no miracle. I just had the will to live. I did not want to die. And I think that that's, I mean, yes, there are certain situations that you can't force yourself to live through. But if there is a chance of you living and you feel it, like, the last thing you can do is succumb to
Right.
that.
It's just part of human nature, especially in the moment, in the heat of the
Yes,
moment. Like,
yes.
maybe if you were, like, stuck under a rock for 20 days, then at some point you'd be like, oh, okay, I think I kind of want to die.
I'm going to go ahead and just
Die.
roll
But it's
over.
amazing how people survive those things, too.
It's so true.
127 hours.
Love I Survived stories because I'm just
gosh.
like, for one, they kind of give you insight as to what you can do
Exactly, what
in
you're
those
capable
situations.
of.
And you're also just like, man, I'm...
Yeah. Yeah. I'm lame, but
Yeah.
also maybe I'm not somewhere deep inside.
Yeah.
Have I told you, I feel like I've said this on the podcast before, but I'm going to say it again. You know the James Franco movie about the guy who got stuck? Like, he basically, like, fell into sort of a ravine, and he was stuck there, for days.
In the ice?
It
Was
was
it?
actually, like,
Or was he just rock
kind of in the
climbing?
mountains.
Oh, okay. I don't
think.
know. I don't know that I've seen it then.
It's really good, but of course, really... I mean, it's amazing that it can be so good. Basically, this guy just stuck between a bunch of rocks.
Yeah.
But he eventually had to saw off his own leg or arm. I can't remember. But he said the thing that got him through it right at the end is that he started hallucinating. But he was hallucinating this little boy. And he could see his face really clearly. And he just knew that this was his son that he was supposed to have.
I know this story.
I think I've told you, must have told you some of it before.
Yeah.
And so that's what gave him the courage. And then at the end of the movie, they do the real life so-and-so saying that like a year later he got married and now he has a son.
Oh my God. Weeping.
Don't give up, friends.
Don't give up. You know, I was going to say with, what's his name?
John Wayne Thompson?
John Wayne Thompson, that, do you remember the part in Fried Green Tomatoes where you've seen it?
So long ago that I don't remember it.
Where he loses his arm, the kid loses his arm, and he gets it like cut off by a train, like on a train track, and you think that he gets ran over, and it like goes to them singing, I think like Amazing Grace or something, and so you think he got killed and you're just like bawling, but then it shows him there with his sweet little Stumpy, and they were having a little funeral for the rest of his arm.
Oh, that's so cute.
So I was gonna say, before I knew that he got to keep his arms, I wonder if they had a funeral for them.
Yeah. I would.
I would too.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine, and I know that I shouldn't ever think about these things, but my mind is one of those that goes to the most ridiculously obscure things that will probably never happen, but they go into my brain anyway, like the worst case scenario things. And I have thought about what would happen if, like, I got a call one day that Mackie was at school and lost an arm. Like, I would mourn his arm being gone because I love his little fingers.
I know. I would keep it in a box.
I would too.
That would be real gross.
It would, but I mean,
It'd be so hard to part with it. Though.
it would. I mean, you've lived with
You've loved
it.
that arm. You've chewed on that
Yes.
arm. You know exactly where every little birthmark is on that arm.
Yes.
And every little scrape and scar. Also, Ransom loses his crap, like, even if he just... Well, stubbing your toe hurts a lot, actually.
It does.
But, like, he gets real dramatic. And so...
Oh, I'll never forget. Do you remember ice skating last year?
Oh, my gosh. We need to take them again.
Oh, yeah, it's open now, but it's 70 degrees outside, so...
Yeah. Sometimes they close it when it gets too warm.
Yeah.
Let's do that, though.
Let's definitely do it. My own shadow keeps making me think that there's somebody out there.
You're such a
over
cat
and
this
over.
whole episode. You're doing it last night and you're doing it again where you're like, and then I look because your
keep
gaze
looking
is
over
darting
towards-
all over the place.
I am pretty sure I have adult ADHD.
I think I do
ADD,
too, actually. I
something.
really do. I actually keep myself in line by setting timers on my phone.
I need to do
and
that.
doing lots of little tricks to stay focused.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that
It helps a lot.
out.
So we're actually at a normal time this week.
I know, it's amazing.
And I feel like we should at least ask one another if we have a good weird and a bad weird. I know.
So, my good weird, yeah, I have a good weird. I found out that there is a town in Sweden, which
Yes.
we know is my favorite place on earth. It's feels like first home.
It
You
is
know,
her home.
It's called. I can't remember what it was called. Uppland, maybe.
It sounds good.
I think that's what it is. But anyway, it's this town in Sweden that apparently every night, every evening at 10 p.m., which seems kind of late
It
for
does.
some. I mean,
For
10
us.
p.m. Yeah. You can hear people. It said the thing said like at the university, but this was in the whole town. The video that we saw was this town. You just like. Everybody opens their windows and yells out of their window to relieve stress and for whatever reason. And so I was like, I don't know. I'm going to have to see if this is true. So I
Yeah.
tagged our dear Simon in the post and asked him if it was real. And he said that he'd never actually been there, but he found a video and apparently it was true. And we listened to it and people are just all over town hooting and hollering.
That's incredible.
All together. I think that's such a fun, it's so weird. Like if you were a visitor,
so weird
it's so weird.
and so awesome because it reminds me kind of what we do when we go dance, you know?
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
I'll be like, woo, even though my voice
and then
doesn't
everybody
carry it.
else
Like
does.
it just,
it just feeds that
You got to get
excitement.
it out.
Yeah, you get it out, and then it's like in Cabaret
Yeah.
when she likes to scream underneath where the train is going by. It just relieves that stress, and it's also like a form of camaraderie. Is that the
Yeah.
right word? What I would say, like,
Yeah, it is. It's like a bonding.
like some kind of like a
Yeah.
bonding ritual.
Absolutely, it
I
is.
enjoy it.
I feel like we need to create more of our own rituals.
We totally should.
Speaking of which, that can be my good weird.
Okay.
So my birthday is this Thursday.
Right.
And I decided I want to create some manner of ritual for myself. I don't know what I'm going to do. I keep imagining I'm going to wake up really early and sneak into the woods.
Yeah.
But that's as far as I've gotten.
We came up with a ritual today. I want to go back to this.
Okay.
I want to go back to what I'm going to say. But I want to talk about what your I just needed to say that so I remembered. What we can talk about what your ritual is going to be. Like you want to do it for every birthday or okay.
Some
like it's a
kind of
new
like
tradition.
it's my form of a new year.
Yeah.
What was your thing though?
I don't want to go away from this. I want to help you find out your
you
ritual.
want to help me right now?
Yes.
Right here while we record?
Yeah.
What if I wrote... No, that's glittering. I was going to say, what if I wrote a bunch of stuff and, like, released it into a running stream?
I mean, if you got
I
paper
could write it on a leaf?
Yes. You could write it with like a beautiful gold ink.
And maybe someone will find it.
Yes. You have to make sure the ink wouldn't poison the water, which that much wouldn't.
Probably
but
wouldn't, yeah.
that would be awesome and lovely.
And I could take pictures of all of them before
floating
and then just
by.
release them all down.
Can I go with
Yes.
you just to take the pictures of it going by?
Please. Please, that would make my birthday.
Oh my gosh.
We may have to not do it early in the morning, but that,
At any time.
There's no
Any
reason
time.
it has to be.
I have a dentist appointment that day.
Yeah.
I hate my life.
We'll work around it.
It's the stupidest. No, it's not. I love my life. Okay.
And it's great that we have access to dental care. We're very thankful. But
Yes.
at the same time, nobody likes to go to the dentist.
No.
Of course not.
It's
Who would want to?
Okay, so we came up with a tradition just this morning, my family and I. So I notoriously am, I wouldn't call myself a Scrooge about, whoa, it got so freaking bright.
Oh, it did.
I love this room. It's like one big soft box when the sun is shining because I have all
gorgeous.
these white curtains. Anyway, I don't tend to decorate for the holidays. I don't get overly excited about it until about a week before Christmas, and my kids have bugged me enough about putting the tree up that I'll go ahead and do it. And it's the same tiny, like 1.5, 2 foot tall tree that we always put up. It may be a little bigger than that, but it's small if it's on our fireplace. And I might put a little string of garland on the fireplace. That's it. But I was thinking the other day, I was looking for an advent calendar for the kids. I, in the past, have made them advent calendars.
Aww.
This year, I didn't get to do it in time. So I was like, you know what? I remember the most about the holidays as a kid. It was every single year my mom got us one of those just cheapo chocolate advent calendars.
Yes.
And it was the best, one
I
of my
loved
best
it.
memories. I can taste the
Me
chocolate
too.
in my
There's
mouth.
no other chocolate like it.
There isn't. And it was, I can remember being just like sleepy eyed, barely had just woken up, but it was something to look forward to every morning.
Yep.
Loved it. So I got one of those, and they've been loving doing it every morning. So today, I was like, we should create a tradition where maybe every year we go pick out a new nutcracker.
Oh,
So
I love that.
We're going to do that. We're going to try to do it today before Zumba, but might not have time. So maybe tomorrow go and pick out. I want to do it December 1st each year, but we've missed that mark. So we'll start with that next year. It's fine.
I mean, it's a new thing, so
Yeah.
you're working out the kinks.
Exactly. But how fun would that be?
I love it. And then write everyone's name and the year on it, so you look
Yes.
back through.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
I love it.
My mom made homemade Christmas ornaments with my kids last night out of popsicle sticks.
My mom used to do that with
Oh,
me.
mine too.
I'm not a good
that very
mother.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I'm so glad she did it because I haven't had the time.
Yeah.
But the kids loved it.
I
And
bet they
we should
did.
do more. We can do more.
Oh,
next
absolutely.
Movie night.
Yeah. Yes.
Popsicle sticks and glue and some markers. That's all you need.
Show. I love stringing cranberries and popcorn.
Oh, I've
Like,
never
that
done
is
that.
so much fun
I've
to me.
never done it at home.
Yeah, we should do it.
Also, I love you.
I like you.
I so very much care about you.
I care about you so freaking much. I want to just ask you to tell all your friends that
You like cotton candy?
I like cotton candy. I love cotton candy.
Of course I will.
Okay, bye.
Wave when I wave.